Our next reading is from Psalm 26. And it is what we call an imprecatory psalm, or a psalm of lament. It has elements of both, mostly imprecation. Now, in an imprecation, you call on the Lord to vindicate you, and indeed these are the first words. I'll talk more about these imprecations in a moment. Let's just read the psalm and then we'll talk about it. David says, "Vindicate me, O Lord, for I have walked in my integrity, and I have trusted in the Lord without wavering. Prove me, O Lord, and try me. Test my heart and my mind, for your steadfast love is before my eyes, and I walk in your faithfulness. I do not sit with men of falsehood, nor do I consort with hypocrites. I hate the assembly of evildoers, and I will not sit with the wicked. I wash my hands in innocence and go around your altar, O Lord, proclaiming thanksgiving aloud and telling all your wondrous deeds. O Lord, I love the habitation of your house and the place where your glory dwells. Do not sweep my soul away with sinners, nor my life with bloodthirsty men, in whose hands are evil devices, and whose right hands are full of bribes. But as for me, I shall walk in my integrity. Redeem me and be gracious to me. My foot stands on level ground. In the assembly I will bless the Lord." That's the psalm. Now, there are two good ways to read this. Three, actually. The first one, it is a psalm of David, but as you are hearing the first few verses, it sounds like he's perfect, doesn't it? Right? I have walked in my integrity. Test my heart and my mind. See, that's a lot of confidence. I walk in your faithfulness. I do not sit with men of falsehood. Sounds like he's saying, I'm a good guy. I've got it together. Psalms that are like this, the first and best way to read them is that these are words of Jesus. These are words, even though, yes, they come out of the mouth of David, but the great descendant of David is Jesus, and David is a prophet. And we know this. Psalm 22 is a psalm of David, and in that psalm are these words, my God, why have you forsaken me?" Words that you know of Jesus from the cross. And so Jesus is telling us the chief way to interpret the Psalms. It's also good to read it as being from David, about David and his experience. Because he really isn't saying, I am perfect and sinless. How do we know that? Because he talks about the place that he loves to be. And the place that he loves to be is where the means of grace are poured out. Where the day of atonement happens. Where God accepts the atoning blood, the blood that covers David's sin, the altar of the Lord. It's in the middle of this psalm. Lord, I love the habitation of your house and the place where your glory dwells. You see, that place is a place where God has chosen to be within mankind and bless all of humanity. And you can read that from your own experience. The place where the glory of God dwells is the body of Jesus. And you can also own this psalm for your own experience. And now, most of you are not experiencing injustices that demand a specially designed lightning bolt from God to zap your enemies. But you might someday. It's possible. And the Psalms give you a tool for handling that day. This would be, look, here we are in September, and the gardens are yielding heavily. In fact, the stuff is getting kind of old. Tomatoes and cucumbers, fruit, apples will be coming soon. And it is a season of canning, of storing up. And it would be good for you to store up some psalms to be used for a dark and cold day, like a day when you have an enemy and you need the Lord to vindicate you. So don't be afraid. Don't always reach for the soft and cuddly psalms. Reach for those also that speak of hard things, and have them ready to hand. Because if you do, they will help you in hard days that you have. All right, our next reading is from Romans chapter 12. If you want to reach for your Bible, we'll look at that here in a moment.